The victors and the vanquished at Tuesday's plenary. With growing disquiet in the country over the frequent breaks taken by lawmakers, the Senate, after a 5-week recess, resumed legislative proceedings, despite the in-house bickering over who gets what positions in the Senate. The Senate President announced the names of the remaining principal officers of the Senate to be filled by the minority party, the PDP.
Nomination of minority leadership in the Senate. May I respectfully inform you and the Senate that the People's Democratic Party Senate Caucus have nominated and approved the following senators as principal officers in the Senate, namely Minority Leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Emmanuel Boucha, Minority Whip, Senator Philip Aduda, Deputy Minority Whip, Senator Biodun Ulujimi.
The announcement was without the drama that greeted that of the earlier principal officers submitted by the APC, which is at the heart of a dispute in the Senate. This is also the first time a woman is appointed a principal officer in the Senate. However, one lawmaker raised an objection over the emergence of Senator Godswill Akpabio, a first-time lawmaker, as a Senate minority leader.
Nomination of senators to serve as presiding officers and appointments of principal officers and other officers of the Senate or on any parliamentary delegation shall be in accordance with the ranking of senators. Mr. President, the nomination made by our colleagues in the other party is not in accordance with this rule and is therefore null and void. I so submit, Mr. President.
The Deputy Senate President offered an explanation. Thereafter, the Senate President ruled him out of order.
The Constitution is clear on the right of all of us to aspire to whatever we want to be. And so no senator is excluded from being a principal officer or indeed being a presiding officer. What the Constitution says clearly is that consideration should be given in accordance with ranking.
Issue is not even being, it's not being raised by those in the, it sounds like a case of crime more than the bereaved. So I think that your explanation is in order. So I'm sorry, my good friend, Senator Marafa, yet again, I will have to rule you out of order on this issue.
A federal lawmaker then raised a motion asking the Senate to pass a vote of confidence on the presiding officers of the Senate. In the paper containing the motion, 81 lawmakers out of a total of 109 lawmakers were listed as being in support of the vote of confidence on the presiding officers of the Senate.
The Senate hereby resolves, 1, to pass a vote of confidence on A, the President of the Senate, Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki, B, the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, the entire Senate leadership as presently constituted.
And when the question was put forward, curiously there was no dissenting voice.
Hereby resolved to pass a vote of confidence on prayer 1. Those in favor of prayer 1 as hereby moved, say aye. Aye. And those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
In addition to passing a vote of confidence on the principal officers in the Senate, federal lawmakers in the upper chamber also condemned what they say is the continued harassment of the principal officers by security agents and asked the Nigerian police not to be used by any person to blackmail senators and their spouses. The vote of confidence given by senators does not mean that the bickering in the Senate is dead and buried. Some lawmakers have instituted several court cases challenging the emergence of Senator Bukola Saraki and Senator Ike Ekweremadu as Senate and Deputy Senate President. Linda Akibi, Channels Television News.